Hello, everybody. This video is for the week of April 20th, and I wanted to talk to you about this word called change. And it seems like we're going through a lot of changes right now, and life kind of is change. We're changing all the time. And sometimes we want the changes that come to us, and sometimes we don't want the change that comes to us. So, right now, we're kind of all over the place with feelings. We might be having some bummer feelings, like some sadness about how things used to be, or how we want them to be, or how we're hoping them to be. And that can kind of make us feel bummed out. Maybe also we're having some uncomfortable feelings about how do we do this online learning. I know the teachers, including myself, have had some uncomfortable feelings about technology and how to use that and how to get the classroom set up and how to do videos and how to share the videos. And you might be having similar feelings like, how do I log in? How do I do this? When do I turn this in? When do I have time to do this? All of that kind of stuff. And those feelings are kind of normal. Whenever a big change comes like this, it brings up so much kind of chaos that we're kind of struggling or trying to hang on to things that would make us feel a little bit normal. So hopefully you were able to get a routine and schedule down like I talked about in last week's video so that you could start to do that. And also with struggle and with uncomfortable, there comes growth. And that can turn into some of the awesome feelings that hopefully we have more of. Like, it's so awesome that I got to learn this, or now I've had time to learn how to do something that I haven't had time to do before. And that's pretty awesome. And it really comes down to our headspace and our thinking about the change. If our thinking is not a growth mindset, we kind of have a fixed mindset and we're just kind of stuck in the bummer feelings, then we create pathways in our brain that kind of keep us stuck thinking that way. But if we have a mindset and our headspace is like, hey, I'm open to this and I'm going to come up with positive things, then we can do that. Also, with change comes things like creativity. And we have to be able to be creative, like all of those doctors and scientists that are working on a vaccine or medicine that's going to help us out in this medical situation that we're in right now. They have to be in an open mindset. They have to be in a growth mindset. They have to be in a headspace of like, this is frustrating and we have never done this before. So there's growth and change, and we have to be able to grow stronger out of this so that we can come up with this. And if you think about humanity, we have gone through a lot of things, and a lot of those things have created some really awesome things that we needed. For example, there was a crisis before, and we came up with cars, or there was a crisis before, and we came up with vaccines. So there's a crisis before in people's lives, and that's how we have sometimes come up with music and literature and poetry. That doesn't just come from good times, that comes from bummer times. So depending on our headspace and how we want to move forward and how we want to change is really going to help ourselves in moving forward and thinking about what we want to do. And life is all about change. Think about how tall you were at the beginning of the school year and now how tall you are. A seed turns into a flower. Without change, we wouldn't have that. So think about changes that you've gone through in your personal lives too, and how you've grown from that. Even change that you thought was horrible before, and now you've kind of grown from that. For example, if your parents were divorced, and at first you might have had all these bummer feelings about it, rightly so. And then with change, sometimes awesome feelings come out of that too. Maybe you have a better relationship with your mom or your dad now, or you have new brothers and sisters with a stepmom or a stepdad. So life is always changing, and it kind of depends on how we think about it and what we do about it, and how we go forward. There are also things that will never change. And that's kind of a cool thing about life, too. One thing that is never going to change is that we care about you. All y'all, we care about you. And we miss you. And those things are not going to change. So even though change brings all this kind of being disoriented and not knowing what to do and confusion, please just anchor yourself and ground yourself in knowing that we care about you, all of us, and we want what's best for you. And I know this is difficult and it's not the change that we asked for, and it's maybe not even where we can see past the bummer feelings yet. But what's your headspace? What's your thinking about this? And we really are in this together, and we're going to change. This is going to change all of us, but it's not going to change that we care about you, because we do. So I hope you have a great week learning in your Google Classrooms and connecting with your family and learning all of the awesome things that you have to learn this week. Until next time, see you later, Jefferson.